Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to our wonderful Jana Show, packed with information and insights. We are all aware that youth is the future of tomorrow. So, by taking care of youth of today, we will help us all in creating a better tomorrow. Anshu, the guest today, is looking after one such eminent part of our society at large. She comes up with solutions and handholding for the parents to bring them up in a more appropriate manner. So Anshu, can you please tell us, you belong to an IT world and you were an IT consultant. What is this shift about? I'm really wondering that. How did you come from that area to this part of your life?
Thanks, Jyoti, first for welcoming me to the Jana Show. Second, your question is quite right, because anybody who is an outsider really look at what I was and what I am doing will certainly have the same question. So half of my life till date has gone into IT industry and serving various departments under IT sector. And I think when I relate this back to of course that 9 months when a child is born, there's a lot of physical development happens, which never happens in any of the other ages when you compare an individual throughout the lifespan. Okay, so if I had to just consider those first 20 years of a child, when the transformation is happening from an infant to toddler to an adolescent, still adult, and when he becomes mature, so there's a great contribution of child himself adapting to that environment and the parents, in nurturing that child and making him fit to be there as a part of society, culture. So when I see this and when I compare my 20 years, approximate 20 years of IT industry, I see that my 20 years when I was a child till I become an adult in terms of contributing to the society was really massive compared to whatever I might have served later on in the IT industry. Because when you stuck in an industry for a longer period of time, you see, you keep on contributing with the same values. You learn, of course, through various people who comes in your life, or maybe your mentor, maybe you become somebody's mentor. So I think the learning or the growth as an individual is not that massive, which a child gets from his infancy till 20 years. And that's where when I reflected back post my layoff, how my 20 years have been in corporate, I found that somewhere same set of people, and it's not just my story, it's like same sort of people who are professionals get stuck in the loop of experimental approach of giving myself into these kind of, situations again and again and again, but not actually exploring what I am capable of, nothing now I feel that is adding value to my life when it comes to an association to, my point of view when I want to give back to the society. So if you will ask me, Jyoti, the professional journey has been massive. It's amazing. But then when it comes to the other sectors, because now I am also a mother, when it comes to other sectors, so how I am justifying all these things where kids, youth, and a lot of people in this society are concerned. So I was just serving a kind of an area which was restricted. Your service should not be restricted. It should reach out to people who are in a better age right now to explore their next 20 years. They're just gearing up. They're full of energy. And that's where my interest has shifted,
Okay.
Serving just a line to opening up my, channels and serve kids and youth.
That's amazing. That open-mindedness of yours, takes it further to, it's taken forward. And this is what you're inculcating in the youth also. And this is what you're taking care of. This is amazing. And why did you specifically choose this field only, Anshu, if I may ask you? I mean, why only, uh, the youth and the kids?
Yeah, and as I said, and that they are in a better age right now, in a better time frame of their life, where even if they get confused, and I know that sometimes we have a lot of examples, but we don't learn from it. We don't learn from it, and I tell you, and I will relate it to the industry methodology also. There's a concept in quality which is known as, or innovation you can say, which is called as trees, TRIZ. It's a Russian word which is actually called as a theory of inventive problem solving. Now, what this theory of inventive problem solving actually talks about is that you have certain problems, okay? And in different field, you might be having those problems reoccurring, okay? But then there are set solutions to tackle all those problems. So if you know the solution to handle one problem in one field, that solution is actually applicable to other fields also.
Lovely.
And
So it
for
change
longer
back.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, and
Awesome.
for a longer period of time, when these the inventors or people who are like critically thinking, they were exploring that why individual in different industries are wasting time in finding solution. They found out this concept of trees, which actually talks about that these are set solution for the kind of different problems you are facing.
Right.
And they have
Right.
some number of solutions which actually they say that you apply to those in different ways and innovate that solution. You are going to find answers, and with a reduced timeline or turnaround time which you invest in finding that complete solution of your own. And that's where, when I see that this segment of youth or kids or teens, when they are actually, sometimes we waste time exploring, going into hit and trial, and sometimes the solution works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. So when you have to really give yourself to this hit and trial to find out what works out for you, what doesn't out for you. And say, for example, if you are 20 years of age, by the time you do this hit and trial, you are 25. Again, you will do
Correct.
some hit and trial, you are 30. So
Right. So you
goes,
cannot be missing out on this opportunity where you have this foundational base to yourself. And this is the
correct.
most powerful and the most impactful period of your life. I
Yes, and
agree
and
completely.
and with age, you are denying being yourself, being productive to the society. So what I'm trying
Right.
to say is, in order that for the teens, for the kids, and for the youth to become productive sooner, my intervention as a person really becomes, and each one of us who thinks like this is important, that you come out and intervene. Something you have to lose somewhere, that mindset of, oh, my bread and butter, oh, my salary, oh, that
Right.
ego also comes with position and every time, and that competition. It really
Mhm.
takes guts to really detach yourself from this experience of corporate. And,
Absolutely.
and person like me for like almost like 2 decades, yes, it is difficult. It's not easy. But then yes, I consciously choose this path to really explore what
Mhm.
what human being is actually capable of doing, and how they can transform lives by
Right.
taking
And
one massive action for themselves, and then that amplifies for the youth and kids.
start with the kids, which is the perfect stage to begin with.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's really nice. And I understood now that why do you specifically choose this area of kids and youth? And so it's so important, of course. And so what is it now for the youth and kids here? Uh, what is the takeaway for them, looking at the current situation and in specific atmosphere and environment we are in today's time?
And you're very right, Jyoti, in asking this question, because see, before, end of 2019 and before 2020, everything was perfectly fine. Whatever we were doing for years, and that's how had become a pattern of life. But post this pandemic, which has hit us hard in 2020, people realized that things need to be changed. People who were like into that, a kind of an environment where they used to feel that we have to report to office or paperwork, they all had gone into, soft copies and virtual things where they are now taking calls online. That's how, when we talk about, to your question, Jyoti, what I feel that the key takeaway for the youth, the kids, the parents specifically of teenagers, is that let your child explore more opportunities. I know for education there is a press always at home, that there's, because of, and driven by competition. I would urge parents, no, don't drive at least your children now, given to those competition. Look at their individual capabilities and let them bring that value to the world. And that's where we as parents could do really justice, in order to have the society which is more wealthier in terms of skills. So right now our skills and focus and everything is limited. Now with this pandemic, the other positive side, if you have to really see, is that it had given opportunity in a wider segment of industries to go virtual. Now with these kind of mechanisms, I think the youth should majorly invest their time in order to explore more innovative options to bring, how to really bring that money for bread and butter, in order to really get the survival of the family. Most of us are actually stick to these kind of industries, or doing the same kind of a job, even if when we are not happy, we are not leaving and are tied like a cow with on a post, is because we are rearing our child, we are rearing our family. Few members are only earners of the bread and butter in their family, and they need to have money. This is the basics of survival. And because we do not have that wider options available, how to get money is what is making us to really run in loop, endless loop, and that's where I urge the youth who's more innovative in nature to bring more prospects, like how the social media and the open options to earn money. I think like that, people and youth should really explore more opportunities beyond this, where people can really have options to bring that money. And I tell you, then the competition will die. Then creativity is something which people have as first preference in their list. And that's what will make an eligible youth of tomorrow, because innovation and creativity is the key in the time to come.
And that's superb. Yes.
And that's my basic message for the youth and the teenagers is, don't kill your creativity. Just be yourself and think of the ways how you can really add value and contribute to the society. And that's where an urge to the parents come, that don't press your child so hard, because then the creativity and everything it will become like you will ride your roller of expectations on a road, and it will become a kind of a concrete where the creativity and innovation will be smashed somewhere, and it will take years for a child to develop that, or bring out that creativity and innovation, until he or she is like faced with a massive setback. Because when you get a setback in life, that is only the time when you sit back and think of what you can do, how you can contribute in your way. And everybody has a skill. Needless to say, everybody has a skill. It's just a matter of that we do not give ourselves enough time.
So in the sense, the freedom is very important, and they should be imbibed with the sense of freedom, these children, so that they can keep themselves, as you said, merged into creativity and keep themselves lively, and then they can come up with their own ideas, how to go ahead in their lives. That's a wonderful
Correct.
insight.
Correct. And I don't say that you let them lose, but yes, at least share your experiences. As I talk about trees, trees is nothing but you are as a parent providing those solutions to and talking about those solutions with your child, what all problems you
Right.
had faced. So those are like a kind of a portrait or set answers which you are giving to your child, and they will learn from outside also, so
Absolutely.
there the span is getting reduced, yeah,
Right.
of learning.
So, yeah. So I would like to take it further by handing it over to Nirav. Nirav, if you have any questions to ask from Anshu.
Thank you, Jyoti. Yes. So just to share an example, before coming to the show, I was watching news, and our very own Prime Minister is currently attending one show in Delhi about exam warriors. And there, the first question which was put across to PM was, I am very scared of going to these exams because my parents have high hope. They want me to achieve 90%, but I might not be able to. And with that thing in their mind, these kids are losing their confidence. They are not very sure, or in fact, some of them said that I'm getting into depression because of the pressure which I am seeing, which I am listening or hearing from my parents, my neighbors, even everybody who they touch. They'll say, hey, exam is coming, make sure that you get good marks. So it's like, it's the how the society has been built up this way. And I think the way you are helping children, the way you're helping kids, teenagers, I'm sure it is going to assist them to not only look at just the marks, but also look at the society at large, what they can do. So thank you so much, Anshu, for all your good work.
Thanks,
Yes,
Neerav.
Anshu.
Thanks, Neerav, for that insight, because yeah, I didn't watch the news, but yeah, that's really a kind of a positive thing which I already see coming from PM and his vision. So definitely, that's that's really
Yes,
great.
we are sure of it. And I'm sure this is going to be a great insight for the viewers also, and the parents and the youth if they're listening to this show.
I wanted to ask one question to you. Like you had mentioned that you have 2 decades of corporate experience, and I'm sure you would have got other opportunities post your layoffs as well. Then why did you choose this social activity than a lot of money which can bring in to your home?
Very true, Neerav.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, and an amazing question, because and in between, I think I mentioned about it's very difficult when you serve an industry, when you get a kind of a position and money in your life, which becomes a part of you every month, that message notification need to be there on your phone, that so much salary is credited to your account, and that's a boost you get. How people are addicted to tea in the morning, like that. Few of us are really addicted to during month end. They just want, or the start of the month, they just want that notification of a salary. And now I miss those things. But needless to say that when I had to really choose, because I did got an opportunity from Bangalore, from a very nice company where I could have gotten the salary which was still negotiable, whatever they were offering over and above. And if I reflect back, I've been basically in a state of, of my professional journey, which would have given me an ability to push myself more into more higher positions and get handsome remunerations back home. But when I, as a parent, when I see my child, and when I actually see what all I had gone through during these 2 decades, I feel that uh, when I will be going to a new city again, starting with my new job, I know I will not have enough time for my own child. Forget about any other child in the world. I will not have enough time to really think and contribute when I was feeling when I got laid off, about everything, about everything, starting from how where I was brought up, what all options my parents really freely gave me to explore, what I had done to those options, basically, what I had done to that options willingly, and had I made the most out of those options which were served to me. That's where I feel that this is not a layoff, but an opportunity to reflect back and see now what you can change may not be of your choice at the first go, because you always weigh as an individual money with your vision, money with your maybe hard work and everything. What is in it for me? If it is money, yeah, it's a best bargain. But if it is not, then you really critically think what serves best to your child, what can add value to the youth or individuals like you who are still in the rat race, or maybe getting ready to be in that rat race and just depleting their pleasant or youthful years of their life in a hunt of something. And at the end of the day, uh, you know uh, there's something, maybe they are happy, but then maybe they are not that productive for the society, and the value they might have brought, in case they could have been handled by somebody who had experienced that ahead of them. Why do we refer dictionary? I just want to ask. We refer dictionary in order to find synonyms or better definition of the word you are confused with. And that's where I thought that let us pause. Let me actually compile my studies. And to be honest, Nirav, when I got laid off, I actually started compiling my studies. I started making tutorials over Agile. I started making tutorials over some other experiences which I had, in the professional arena of, my serving of 2 decades. But then later on, when that urge was trying to bridge my purpose of life, I found that no, the vision should still be different, because I see that I'm adding to a lot of things which is already there. I know it will have a little bit of tweak out of the experience, out of the studies or the trainings I had imparted maybe in the organization. But then now I should really share all those hard work, all those experiences, which I feel if given to a person who is in a better age in terms of exploring his capabilities and not getting into this kind of, a kind of a set work, or maybe they are starting with data entry. To be very honest, sometimes they really start with that. However, the creativity is like, a bigger piece. But then see, the company doesn't want, at the initial level, they don't want to see your creativity. They just want the work to be done. And that's where our youth is wasting time, because once they become experienced, and then later on, or after 4, 5, 6 years, then only a company will start looking at your creativity. When a fresher joins in, they're just supposed to do what they're asked to do. Don't use your brain, use your SOP, basically. Over here, I would say that please do not use SOP, use your brain and be creative when you hit that juncture where you want to serve the society or serve your family and stuff. And that's where I think I took a back seat And it was a massive decision. It kept lingering in my mind. It made me feel bad. It made my health worse. But then later on, when I got my vision and my mission and my goals actually on pen and paper, that's where I said to myself, oh, I had a better chance. I had a better chance than whatever I was doing. Let me explore. Money is a byproduct. I will get. I have still made. I will still get it. It's not that the money has said tata bye bye to me and it will not come. If I, at this point of time, is challenging myself to bring back that money, which I was in a habit of seeing, I think a youth can easily do. Why? Because they still have more opportunities, more power, more creativity, more innovation, because they have seen that technology when they are born. The day they are born, they have seen that technology and it was so handy to them. And yes, I feel that if I add value to the life of my own son, child, and if I make him more creative, and similarly, if I add value to the life of other people, other children around, and I think then it's a best place to live in. So I don't believe in the best workplace or some competition which goes on across companies, that best place to work. I think this will be a best world to live in and make more creativity and work. So
Right. And it is very rightly said, and it takes a lot of courage. And honestly, if you ask me, I wouldn't be able to take that step. Even though I have a lot of things in my mind, but I wouldn't be able to take that courage to or live apart from my job and start doing only this. So it's a very inspirational story, Anshu. And I'm sure whatever you are on to, definitely you are going to make a difference to thousands and millions of people. So all the very best on your social work. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Neera. Means a lot.
Thank you so much, Neera, for participating. And thanks a lot, Anshu, for sharing your insights. And I'm sure this is going to be a very good takeaway for the parents and the children, only if the youth is also watching this show. And I would say that, today we are taking away this precious gem to know that we can break the stereotype and we cannot be just living in a conditioned atmosphere and an environment, and we can go beyond that. And for that, we need to give freedom to our children in a very supervised manner, and then they can become good citizens of our country. Thank you so much, Anshu, and it's been an honor to have you here on this show.
Thank you, Jyoti. Pleasure is all mine. And thank you for this platform, which expresses more what you have in your heart, and a purpose to really share with the society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody.